Shorty P, Life Over 50. So, yeah, I got some questions to ask of you guys today. And if you don't mind, please let me know the answers to these questions down in the comment section. Okay? So, the question I have for today is, what do you do when you having to start all over after a life of raising kids, being married, working, of course, until now all the kids are grown. You're still working, but you're not married anymore. So let's give you a little background real quick. So I have technically been taking care of kids since I was like 15 years old. My auntie had a son early, and so I helped raise him a little bit. Of course, I have younger siblings also that tend to get into this or that I've been doing. And then, of course, at 18, I had my first child, and then I had three more after her. So, here I am, oh, wow, about 30 some odd years later, and once again starting over to where you sit up and you ask yourself, what makes you happy? What makes you feel like you are happy all the time? And my answer is, I have no idea. None whatsoever. Not one little itty bitty clue, because the last time I was happy was before I had children. Now, don't get me wrong, all four of my kids was a great blessing, that they were born here. They were, excuse me, of course, born, but they were healthy, and I didn't have to spend time in the hospital with them or any of those things. But then, you get caught up in raising the kids and working, being with your husband and your kids, to where now you're to the point of no kids, no husband. So it's like, wow, what now? What now do you do? The last time I was happy, before responsibilities came, that is, I was able to play ball. I was able to swim. I was able to, at that time, I was still a kid, really. So I did what kids do. So, but now I'm far from that. So, it's like I like to travel, but then when I first thought about the traveling, it would have been me and my husband traveling together. But, like I said, there's no husband anymore. So, and I do still like to travel. I normally travel with my daughter and my two grandkids, and so, hey, it's time for me to find out what's going to make me happy with me. You know, the best things in life is if you can stand being alone with yourself. You know, that's the whole thing. Can you be by yourself and still be content and happy no matter what? Because it's only you. So if you have some suggestions or comments or, any ideas, same thing as suggestions, please let me know. And on those suggestions, I can possibly videotape it as I am doing it. So yes, with all of that being said, once again, thank you for your time, because of course it takes a little time to look at these videos and comment to them. Thank you for liking my videos. Thank you for sharing and following, as well as subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for all of your support. And until the next time, I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.